everyone.
It's Karina and Hayley here from ID Digital for our special encore
Welcome.
of Secrets to SEO. So we might just wait for a couple of extra people to join the line, but if you can hear us right now, if you wouldn't mind just putting a comment in the questions or the comments box just to let us know that you can hear us. You shouldn't be able to see us yet. Can hear. Thanks,
Hi,
Vicky.
Hi,
Joe. Thanks for joining us.
Oh,
Can see our slides. So we might switch to video mode so we can welcome everyone. So we're a couple of minutes early. Thank you everyone for joining us tonight. It's pretty hot here in Sydney. So Hayley's just pressed the record button. So this is a momentous occasion.
yay!
Oh, they can see us too. So, hey. Hi, Kirsty.
Hi, Kirsty.
You would think that we're old hands at this by now. We have done this before, unbelievably the same time. Well, actually, it was last Monday. So thanks to anyone that's rejoining us. We hope we give as good, if not better, presentation as we did Monday. It should be better, Hayley, because we've rehearsed.
You know, last Monday we had no idea that we actually didn't press the record button. So we went through the whole webinar, gave ourselves a pat on the back because we thought we pulled it off. And then I told Karina that we didn't actually press record. So here we are again.
This time we're without wines, and this is going to be interesting to see if it makes us better or worse. Like, I blame the wine for not pressing record, but I think it probably made the whole presentation a bit more jovial. So
well, yeah, Karina spilt wine all over her watch. Not a good watch, so no harm done, but put us in a light mood, and we forgot some key elements to the technical aspect of it. But the webinar, we hope to bring it. We thought it was a good opportunity to bring it to you again, and for those who missed out, definitely.
Yeah. So we got another 150 sign-ups actually for this webinar. So maybe it's something that there's demand for us to do, fortnightly, or I guess we'll get your feedback after this to see, if you thought it was beneficial, and if you'd like us to do it more regularly. To be honest, wasn't that happy with the 8:30 p.m. slot on a Tuesday. It's Bachelor on 9 Life, streamed direct from the US.
I had no idea as well. Karina informed me of this, but I thought, you know what? This is commitment.
So we have quite a few more people now on the line. So maybe, do you want to...
yeah, we'll do screen share. Just a moment.
Share. So...
is it there?
Oh, Hayley, you've done this before. The important thing is we're recording, so we've got that figured out. And that's us, full screen, in case you couldn't see us before. So welcome, everyone. Thank you for joining us again on this steamy Tuesday night for people that have just joined us.
It's 37 degrees in Sydney, and it's 8:30 at night, so it's hot.
Yeah, and we're in my study, which doesn't have the best airflow, so I closed the windows so that you don't hear any of the traffic noise, or limited, so you could hear us. So
apologies about the sweat.
That's the type of dedication that we're already showing you to, this presentation, and also to your SEO. So Hayley, should we jump in? We don't have any wines to show you, so for anyone that's just joined, we've decided to do it without wine this week and see how we go. We've pressed record, so we're already a step ahead. But perhaps we won't be as jovial. We'll see. We're on the good water. So
I hope we're still fun.
Yeah.
So we're going to bring SEO to you in a fun way.
And we hope that you all learn tonight and have at least one takeaway. What else would you be doing? Probably sipping cider and watching The Bachelor. But,
it's on record.
Yeah.
Live catch-up.
Yeah.
So we should mention that if you stay throughout the webinar until the end, we're offering free site audits.
Yeah, so 10 free site audits are up for grab again. We did this last week, and we didn't want anyone to miss out this week. So if you were one of the first on the line and you stay for the whole time, and we do get timestamp reports, so we can tell if you jump off early. Even better if you ask a question at the end, because I'll be taking some live Q&A at the end to try and help you with your specific issues and pain points. And thank you everyone as well who wrote back to my email from yesterday letting me know about your SEO concerns and what you want to hear more of. We're in the process of updating our website, including our blog, and so we'll be creating a lot more regular SEO content and emailing that to you. So I really wanted to hear straight from you guys exactly what your pain points are, rather than me kind of guess what I think you're having issues with. So anyone that has any feedback as well after this webinar, please feel free to email me, karina@iddigitalco.com.au, and just let me know anything extra that you might want to hear about SEO. So, should we jump in, Hayley?
Yeah, we should. So we'll turn the screen around?
Yeah, I'll turn the screen around. Bye. I think we might still appear in the corner, but who knows? All right. So, secrets to SEO. So, hopefully everyone can still see and hear us. We're just minimizing the little go-to webinar box so we don't get distracted by that or ourselves. So, if you don't know us by now, my name is Karina May, and I am co-founder of iDoDigital with Hayley. A bit of background about myself. So I'm a digital consultant and have worked in digital for the past 7 years. I got my start in magazine publishing. That's where I met Hayley, and that was well over a decade ago now, and we clicked straight away, and kind of always had dreams of starting our own thing and showing people that they can do these fixes and lots of the digital marketing themselves. I worked at a business called serviceseeking.com.au in-house, where I learnt all SEO skills and digital marketing skills, and have applied that now in my consultancy business and also with iDoDigital, helping you guys. So that's a bit of background about me.
Yeah.
Okay.
And so over the last 6 years, I've had 2 successful baby wear stores, online stores. And the way I learnt to do web design is that I was on a self-hosted platform called BigCommerce, and I thought there has to be an easier way than paying a premium to a company per month. So as well as developing those 2 brands, I learned how to do web design and development many years ago, and all on WordPress, and I've sort of skilled up into lots of different areas. And I have a massive passion for helping brands and helping them get their start. And so I'm the webby geek, I guess you could say.
Yeah, so you're self-taught. So I think it's actually great, that you know how easy it is to learn yourself.
Yeah.
And we're a relatively new business as well. We only formed midway through last year. So we do understand, I guess, a lot of the budget restraints and a lot of the issues that do crop up for new businesses. So we like to think that we, understand a lot of your issues and can speak directly to them, as opposed to larger agencies or bigger companies that have been around for a while, and, you just become a number. So we're straight on the ground. And if you're not already in our iDoDigital group, our Facebook group, jump on in there, because we are always in there. We're lurking around every day, offering free digital hacks and tips, and there's lots of other members in there as well that can assist you. So that's www.facebook.com/groups/iDoDigital, I think, Hayley.
Yeah.
But we can post it after this as well. So jump on in there and join as well if you haven't already. But yeah, that's enough of an intro, I think.
I know, that's us in a nutshell.
Us in a nutshell.
So, has SEO got you all crazy like, I think the word SEO can freak a lot of people out. They know that they need SEO, or people tell them that they need it, but they don't exactly know how to get it, what they need to do. It's just, an essential element as part of their digital marketing solution. Or they have a website, okay, well, I need to work on my SEO, search engine optimization. I mean, that's kind of where people get stuck and where to start, right?
I think you look a bit more frazzled than this lady, though. She's straight from my stock and she looks groomed. So yeah. I think you're probably more like this one.
And if we click on good old Britta's here.
Yeah, we made a special little gift. So this is, she's looking quite nicer. But, she's vintage Brittany, but I think a lot of you can probably still relate to this Brittany episode.
Yeah,
maybe
so
it's a computer instead of your car there, and you're wanting to
throw your computer out the window.
yeah,
maybe?
throw out the window, and you're just so
Yeah.
frustrated. You're not sure where to start.
Yeah, and you might get told to do simple things like upload a Yoast plugin or blog more, or very simple things like add keywords. But yeah, it's sort of all these buzzwords just fly around that don't really make a lot of sense. And what we want to do is to be able to explain that, you don't need to be like Brittany. You could be like this lovely lady here,
Office woman.
celebrating that she's getting somewhere.
Office superwoman. I don't know that we want to be exactly like her. We maybe
Celebrating in the office.
Yeah.
Oh, my keywords are ranking.
we want to be more like this, I think.
Oh yeah. So as you can see, the very, very top is a paid ad, and then the next link down is very front page of Google at the top.
So that's an example of a number one ranking in organic search, which is organic search is another way of saying SEO. So that basically means non-paid traffic. So if you're at the number one spot, that's what it looks like in Google, and that's when you should be celebrating, because that obviously gets all the clicks if you're at the top. But you want to be at the top, because at any point Google, and this is the whole point of this webinar as well, can kind of basically change the rules and decide that they're going to stack some more ads at the top of your page. And depending on the search, that's kind of already happened as well. So ranking 1 in SEO could actually mean that you're ranked maybe 5 down the page. So it's really important that you master your SEO so that you are that number 1 ranking spot for organic search, which actually might mean that you're only number 5 on the page because of nasty Google and making money and all the paid ads that are stacked on top of you. So that's why it's super important.
Yeah, and paid advertising is, we'll get into it a little bit later, but it's really super expensive, especially for those starting out who may not have a budget. And so, organic search is one of the cheapest ways, and we're going to show you lots of tips and tricks of how to get there.
I always recommend with, so it's called AdWords. So Google advertising is called AdWords. I recommend that, for businesses that are a bit more established, that already have their sales funnels set up. If you're paying for traffic, you want to make sure that you know how to convert your traffic. And at this beginning stage of business, and Hayley and I know this firsthand, is that you're doing a lot of experiments, and you don't want to be paying for your traffic beyond your time. And SEO does take some time to set up and invest in once you know what you're doing, but you don't want to be wasting all this money on advertising only to not kind of understand the type of traffic that you're bringing in and where that's going. So that's why initially, you probably, apart from having a limited budget, you don't want to put it all into some paid advertising like AdWords.
Yeah, definitely. And also ranking for lots of keywords, right? So,
yeah, with SEO.
Yeah.
So first,
let's start at the beginning. Like Marie here.
Yeah, you have to sing it. It's a very good place to start. And that's on no wine as well. Imagine if I had wine.
Oh dear.
I think I sang a couple of bars before. So what is SEO? And we touched on this, but basically SEO, or search engine optimization, because SEO is the acronym, is about implementing lots of big and small changes to your website to make it friendlier for both users and search engines. So ultimately you rank higher in Google, like we showed you, and customers can find you. So they find you on the first page or the number 1 ranking. So I think the key point here is there's a lot of myths about what Google likes and doesn't like, especially in the old days. The keyword density, you used to have to count the number of words you had and make sure that you had 5% keyword density. So that means, a keyword for every, my maths is bad, but 500 words of text or something like that. Now Google is definitely tending more towards a great user experience. So basically, what's good for your user is good for Google. So if anything you take away from this webinar is to always be thinking about your user when you're writing content, and you're making sure that it makes sense and you're not stuffing keywords in the user flow of your website, the site speed, and we'll go into that, mobile friendliness. Basically, if your customer is going to like it, Google's going to like it more. So you
Is
want to
that
make it
staying
friendlier.
on your site longer? Is that like bounce rates and, you know?
Yeah, of course. So bounce rates is one of those things that's also an element of SEO, and that's really because, you know, Google is looking to see whether or not a visitor likes your site, and a good indication of that is bounce rate. So bounce rate, you know, if you have set up your analytics to your website, which I recommend that everybody should, you should have those metrics and have a look to see how long a customer firstly stays on your website, and secondly, if they bounce at all, which means they visit and leave straight away, which is indicative to Google that they haven't found what they're looking for on your website, which again tells Google that whatever keyword they're displaying your website for, perhaps they shouldn't, because there's not a match there. The customer hasn't found what they wanted. So, you know, a site that's not optimized would probably have bounce rates over 50%, depending, of course, of the industry and what you're selling, and you're looking to get that bounce rate down and be aware of that. So that's definitely a factor of SEO, but it really boils down to the user friendliness of your website. And a lot of these changes that, you know, you need to make to optimize your website can be non-technical. So that includes a lot of the buzz keywords and blogging, but some of them can be pretty technical too. As I said, making your website load faster. There's a few elements involved in that: size of your images, your server, how clean your code is, so the back end. So that's some of the technical stuff that can get a little bit scary, I think, for people, but also they're not understanding that they're putting all this work into their keywords and their blogging, and why their site isn't ranking well. They're not even aware of some of the technical issues that could be going on. So that's kind of an overview of SEO, in that I think when you look at it, it seems like it could be really technical, but if you think about it just being for the user, it really makes it a lot easier for you to digest. Well, me anyway.
Yeah, so it's basically a big open door for users and therefore Google to your website. And, you know, as long as you can make the website as, you know, open the door as long as possible and have it, you know, user navigation and fixing all these on-page and off-page elements, that will improve that experience.
Yeah, totally. And that's why interlinking is so important, which means linking between pages, because you don't want your visitor to leave. So if you can have a blog post that's connected to another page that's maybe connected to your product page, and you really want to create a nice journey and user flow. And I mean, in SEO terms, people would say, make sure your interlinking is sorted. You know, we don't want too many outbound and inbound links. And I know that most business owners that are new to this are thinking, what are you talking about?
It's a good point, actually. I've heard that.
Yeah, it's really just interlinking to try and keep customers on your website. So if that's all you take away and you look at your website and review that just for that in itself, you're winning. You're ahead.
And it's so easy, just adding links.
Yeah. So why SEO? This is a bit of an obvious one to me, but just to cover it off for those that are still kind of going, why should I be dedicating time to this? So SEO basically helps you show up or rank higher in Google. So without SEO, your website might not even show up in Google. And that's a common issue that I do see. People come to me and say, you know, my site's just not ranking. I've had it for a year. And the first thing I check is whether or not the website is still in maintenance mode, or it's telling basically Google's robots not to come and index a website, which means show it for search. So that's literally checking a checkbox in the back end. But again, if you're not technical and you haven't built your own website, you might not know that your web developer hasn't unchecked this box or has added, you know, a little message to Google bots to say, please don't come and visit the website, which makes complete sense when the website's being built. You don't want a half-built website out there.
So it's a temporary measure.
But as soon as you're ready to go, you take
that
little bugger out there. And I mean, Hayley, you know, is obviously a great web developer, and we work closely together, and she always has SEO considerations at the back of mind, and certainly would never do anything like that. But there's a lot of web developers that aren't skilled in SEO, and they're paid to do a job, which is to build you a website. Obviously for you, unless, you know, you're just using it as a business card or to look professional, you need your website working for you, which means getting found in Google. Your web developer's not thinking that. He's like, I've delivered the 8 pages, you know, you've got a homepage, your contact us form works, or maybe it doesn't.
There's no, you know, if there's no, ongoing strategy, I guess, and making sure. Yeah.
And so SEO helps grow the number of returning visitors to your website as well. So if you can improve the appearance of your website, your visitors are going to see it more, and they're going to remember that they've visited you before and come back more regularly as well. So you want to be everywhere. You want to be ranking kind of for every combination of keywords. Even if they click through to the 5th page, you want some posts there as well. You just want to dominate to make sure that you're not missing out on any potential customers. And the most important part of SEO is that it's free. So as we discussed, it's a lot less expensive than investing in AdWords or pay-per-click. Unless you're paying an agency to manage for you, the only thing that's required is your time initially to get skilled up, to get a basic understanding and a strategy. And there's lots of things that you can roll out yourself, and we're going to go through some of those things. So it's really the best channel for new businesses starting out or small businesses to get their website noticed.
Because I think, the reason you'd even invest in learning about SEO is ultimately to bring in more sales or leads, more inquiries if you're a service-based business, and more sales. So the little bit of work that you put in can have long-term, I think, benefits.
Yeah, totally.